So you probably need to do some research to build some substance for your speech. And you're going to create a speech. I always say, worry about the humor later. I mean, if you've got ideas for jokes or humor, make note of them, write them down. But I think the best idea is to outline the serious speech first. Just create an outline. What are the points I want to make? And usually you're going to have 3 main points in the body of the speech. And these are norms, not rules. And more often than not, it's problem, cause, solution, much like a persuasive speech. Those are your 3 points, and you build each one of them. It doesn't have to be that way. And some judges will applaud your creativity and do things a little different. When you see the event description that I'll give you later, you'll see that people think that it's a rule you have to have problem, cause, solution. You don't. And a lot of judges will say, yay, thank you for doing something different. But other judges will say, oh, you should have this problem, cause, solution. Don't you know? Like, you're so stupid. Whatever. But you gotta build a speech with a clear introduction, body, conclusion, and in a sense, that's the same as you would do a persuasive speech or an informative speech. And I think if you're clear on the points you're trying to make, keep that straight in terms of an outline, and then you can start to add in the humorous stuff. Little jokes, little funny examples, silly stuff. There's lots of ways that you can be humorous. We should maybe hold off on that, and let me show you this speech. I'm scared. The speech I want to show you, I selected this because it was the only speech I could find on video for an afternoon speech. Hey, boy, are you bored yet? Imagine how they feel. This is a student named Marlita Hill. She did this speech at the American Forensics Association National Championship Tournament in 1998. I realize some of you weren't even born then, but I was in the audience. I know you're not 10 years old. 12. Look young. I was in the audience when she did it. This is not the national championship. This was reproduced for a workshop, kind of like what you're at out in California, where she did the speech for an audience like you. I could not afford to fly her in to have the speech personally, so we have downloaded the video. So, but this is dated, and I want to give you a little background on this. So it's 1998. Back then, there was this guy named OJ, who you may have heard of. And OJ had been accused of basically chopping off his wife's head.
And that was her boyfriend.
And the boyfriend too, yeah. The trial was a national event. Everybody was watching the trial. It was televised and it was riveting. And one of the aspects of this trial was this really racist police officer, whose name I forget because he gives me the creeps. And he was really racist, and this was all televised. And what happened is they started to, when they would quote what he had said to another police officer, they would say, and he said the N-word. We know what this is. You can say that like that. And so that's kind of the context of this speech, where she was coming from, and I think as a student, maybe she made that list of stuff that bothered her, and she thought, man, this is kind of stupid, isn't it? There is great controversy over this N-word. Some people want to remove from the dictionary, and other people think it should never be said, and others say it's just a word and whatever. And so that's sort of the cultural background of where this speech was coming from. But I should say that she, being in the audience when she did it, I think it was the funniest speech I've ever seen. It was a much bigger audience, you get a bigger response, and the video, unfortunately, has translated into something smaller, but I hope you'll be able to get the idea. The scoring in AFA is you get a ranking from 1 to 6 in the final round, your first place, second, and somewhere between 1 and 25, 25 being a perfect score. This speech, on a panel of 5 judges from all around the country, got straight 125s. It was, every judge considered it the first place perfect speech. This is a different version of it, so that is what it is. But it's funny, and she makes some serious points, and I want to try to turn out the lights and up the volume. And what did we say? Oh, it's probably. we can talk about it.
Hmm.